I'm Kakul. I look after the CPG and the retail analytics practice here at Brilio. My journey started about 11 years back. This was from campus, where I joined GSK, one of the consumer healthcare companies, the big healthcare companies in India, and there I worked as a marketing manager. So oftentimes people have asked me, has it been easy so far? What's your journey been like? Is there too much of pressure? Yes, there is pressure. There's no doubt about that. You have to make a lot of decisions. A lot of these decisions require quick action. So yes, there is pressure, but it's all about how you take the pressure. And very, very important mantra, and that's what I keep telling my team members, is discipline and time management. And you need to be kind of disciplined enough that no matter how many timetables and how many charts you have, you stick to it. I make sure that after 7 o'clock, between 7 to 9, I make sure that I do not, unnecessarily keep checking my phone for emails or messages unless and until they are very important and I have to kind of respond to them. And I keep the time specifically, out for my personal front. I have a 2.5-year-old son, right? So those kind of calls you have to make, and obviously you have to do likewise for your work timings as well. Have a very, very good support system in place. The support system could be your friends, could be your family, could be your nanny, but I think that's of course I think I'm trying to be overly skewing myself to women who have kids at home. But even if you don't have kids at home, I think you still need to have some sort of a work-life balance in place. So the support system is definitely needed. Somebody who can back you up, somebody who can kind of somebody you can trust, somebody you can rely on, especially when you're going through tough times. To women, like they keep asking me, is there anything that you will specify us to kind of follow as a charter, as a roadmap? I think just believe in yourself that you can possibly achieve. Don't be overshadowed by the feeling that there are men with good portfolios and they're definitely going to do a lot more better than you. That's not the case. Network as much as possible. That's one of the things that men typically utilize a lot more than women, right? Networking is very important, very critical. You have it in you. That's why you are there. So don't in any ways undermine your intellectual capability. But yes, kind of believe in yourself and look for the right support system, discipline, timetable, like I said, and definitely that's kind of going to work for you. That's what worked for me, at least. How are various organizations enabling it? There are some organizations who are taking some very proactive steps in terms of implementing the right set of policies. But I think the first and foremost thing is about encouragement and giving them the confidence. I think culturally, we do not encourage women, right? We don't really give them the push or the thrust that they require. So I've heard, and this is a very recent case. I have heard this lady come up to me and say, Kakul, I've been appreciated a lot for the good work that I do, but I've been never appreciated for the fact that I'm also a good team leader. And that really makes me wonder, is it that, as women, we don't really come across as strong, confident, smart leaders? Are we only here to be as individual contributors? And that's where I felt that, the kind of the infrastructure, the way we, push or motivate the women is probably a little different versus how we motivate the men in our team, and that needs to kind of change from the encouragement standpoint. Second goes without saying is obviously about the policies. That's very important. And these flexible policies are not just important for women. I think these are also important for men, because that's how you retain the good talent. A lot of companies are gearing towards that. These could be, the part-time options, or your, just taking a break, career break options, and not really looking upon it as cases where you've taken a hit on your careers. Second was about the organization-wide policies, be it appraisals, recruitment, performance measurement. All of these require that you kind of look at women equally with respect to men. And also, like I said, these flexibility options that we keep talking about, and we keep referencing them with respect to women. It's not just for the women. I think it's also relevant for the men in order to retain talent. Women, of course, will tend to use a lot more, given the way nature has kind of created women, so they need to kind of take the time off for, let's say, managing family back home, kids, etc. But I think those flexibility options are some things which organizations are looking into, and they need to be viewed as part of the overall package, and not treat women who are taking them as saying, maybe we need to treat them separately, give them a different kind of work, and not treat them as part of the team overall. So that's something that has to be looked at it with a lot of caution and care. About coaching and mentoring, and this is a lot more formalized, and I see that Brilio has taken a lot of steps in kind of formalizing the training program for the same. So that needs to for the other organizations also, I think they are taking proactive steps in terms of building up that, and kind of connected with that is networking. And I keep saying that women don't network as much. Probably needs to start from within the organization, where you give them a platform to network with other women, their peers, also with their seniors, learn from their experiences. It's a ripple effect, right? Learning from others and kind of applying it, not really applying, but just kind of learning it and seeing how it will work out for you as well. Yep. So that's what I see as 4 or 5 different things in terms of encouraging the woman in the workplace. So talking about how it panned out for me, I think I gave a quick introduction about how I changed roles from a marketing to the analytics side of things. And at that point of time, everybody was questioning, because for some reason they thought that creativity is more linked with women, and I think this is the field that you should continue. But I still decided to kind of take a plunge. I remember when I joined the organization, I was probably just the second or the third woman in the company, and they were not outright questions, but I think somewhere at the back of people's mind they were like, will she be able to kind of build those heavy statistical models that we've been used to? Will she understand the back end details of it? And I have kind of experienced that in the past also, right, through engineering colleges, where we have just about 2 or 3 women in a class of about 50 or 60 odd people. But I think that's where the confidence part really makes a lot of difference. My management team, the CEOs over there, I think they really made sure that they kind of take this up very seriously in terms of having the right mix. They made sure that we kind of recruited people, not really specifically saying that we need to have those diversity hirings, but making sure that if we get the right candidates, we really don't question them first of all whether they'll be able to kind of manage the skew life, work-life balance, take calls at night, but rather interview them based on their credentials, and then over time take how it goes and see how they can kind of manage late night meetings, travels, etc. So that I think was a good way in the way the company was being structured, and I was kind of lucky enough to be part of that system. I made sure that I kind of bring those learnings in, developed my teams accordingly, where I give equal kind of weightage to all kind of different career perspectives that we bring in, different kind of diversity thinking that we bring in, and make sure that the teams that were structured were diversified. So that's those are the kind of learnings that I brought about. And post that, I think even in terms of kind of taking up leadership roles, very rare to see women taking up those kind of roles, especially in the analytics and the consulting world, because the work-life balance is a little skewed. But I think that's where I think slowly people are bringing in, or there's change in organizations in terms of bringing about the flexibility, especially with technology kind of taking a different step altogether. Travel is not so much. There are different ways in which we can take meetings, etc. So I think those kind of changes were pivotal in terms of bringing the woman to the fore versus what it had been about 10 or 15 years back. And I was lucky to have been in the era where technology was kind of to that extent being enabled and used in the organizations. In terms of making my decisions, I think I was able to identify the right mentors, right guides who were able to kind of help me in terms of decision making. So it's not just your family and friends you look up to, but also people who have the right kind of experience, and you kind of go back to them in terms of asking them for advice in terms of making the the right decisions. So I think it's very critical, not just for women but also for men, to have the right mentors. And like I was saying earlier, networking is important. Networking not from being overly social, but I think it is just about having the right connects, understanding what's happening in the industry, understanding in terms of what others in the industry are doing, picking up from their learnings, their experiences. So I think that kind of worked out for me, because I was able to have the right guides in place who guide me, who gave me the who were guiding me in all my decisions all through. And of course, having the right ecosystem, the ecosystem on the personal home front. So my husband has been very supportive in terms of the career decisions I've taken so far, and be able to do a good job both on the person and the home front.